Rampage.
Hey everyone, welcome back for a brand new video about that show that's been dark for months and has finally reanimated The Walking Dead. Warning, beyond this point, there are spoilers for people who are not up to date in The Walking Dead TV show and comic book series. In this video, we're going to give you our Rampage recap of the roller coaster ride that was the premiere for Season 10B. We're also going to speculate on what the future may hold for the Whisperer War and beyond, and take a look at a huge Easter egg that was laid right in front of our face. Now that the show is back, we will be once again putting out regular videos speculating on the fates of our favorite survivors. What do you think is in store for the rest of Season 10? The premiere picked up right where the mid-season finale left us, in a dark cave with Daryl and company facing certain doom because Killer Carol came back and has become more reckless than ever. Overall, there was a lot of strong emotional moments and funny/weird Negan Alpha interactions, but there was also a lot of questionable logic used here, while we were left wondering what the hell is happening back in Alexandria, the Hilltop, Oceanside, and on Michonne's mission. As the episode starts off, the survivors look around and realize how totally fucked they are, and Jerry seems to notice someone is watching. Carol does not like this. We really do hope she gets her hands on Alpha's cue ball before Negan does, but we'll get more into that later. After Alpha taunts the grieving mother, she leaves instructions with her red shirt crew before taking off back to camp. This whole situation is kind of frustrating because it could have been avoided and they could have destroyed or taken control of Alpha's horde. We understand Carol is acting out of vengeance and grief, but this was a stupid mistake. After the opening sequence, we get treated to more caveman action. We've taken the liberty of brightening up all these scenes because it's hard to make out who's doing what at what time in this episode. The survivors figure out a twisted, deadly hopscotch path to freedom, and there are some really scary moments.
Wait. For real?
But eventually, everyone makes it to the next obstacle unscathed. As the survivors regroup, we get a great reaction from Kelly when Aaron asks Jerry about food.
Food? How long you think we're gonna be here?
Kelly plays a strong role in this episode, and the actress Angel Theory really delivers with the emotion and wit. After some collective grumbling, Daryl returns and has magically found the way out, but obviously escape won't be that easy. The story then cuts to the Whisperer camp as Negan is observing what's going on with Alpha, and he quickly realizes that Gamma is the spy from his own experiences with Dwight. Negan later goes on to give this info to Alpha, but does he do this to help his new leader out, or is Negan giving her the intel to gain her trust just so he can cut her throat? The comics don't always match the series, as we've seen before, but we don't think he's really playing for Team Alpha, even if she's into some freaky stuff. One of the flaws of this premiere is its scope. It only alternates between these two storylines as the survivors struggle to find a way to safety as Daryl silently scolds Carol throughout. We never check in with Michonne or any of the communities, although we know from the sneak peeks and trailer for next week's episode there will definitely be some action in Alexandria. Carol didn't seem to learn it all from her mistake and instead decided to go on a suicide mission with unreliable dynamite.
Because it's obviously insanely dangerous. That thing's sweatier than I am. I need you to put it back very carefully.
We love Jerry so much. Multiple times throughout the episode, Jerry is put in jeopardy, but he manages to just survive somehow. Connie is also really solid in the premiere and is nice to Carol even given the circumstances. Magna calls Carol out early on in the cave. But isn't she the one that's been stealing and endangering people as well, in a premeditated way? We find it hard for Magna to judge Carol, who's kind of insane with bloodlust right now, which honestly we don't even mind. We just wish she'd make better tactical decisions. What do you think? Does Carol need to be locked up? Beta is kind of a non-factor in this episode, and we only briefly see Gamma as Negan is piecing together her treachery, but the Alpha and Negan scenes have real chemistry, although this moment is truly terrifying. When Alpha realizes Negan's intel was good, she rewards him, and things get freaky. We wonder how Beta will feel about this and if Negan will actually catch feelings. This shot here is a huge Easter egg from the comics, and this was very shortly before Negan took Alpha's bald head and started the official Whisperer War. How will that go down here? We really hope Carol will somehow get a piece of the action, if she can get her head out of her own ass. When the group finally makes it outside, Kelly runs into the Red Shirt Whisperer crew first, and a big criticism we have is that aside from Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, it's super easy to kill Whisperers. How can they even be a threat? Aside from the Horde, that is. Kelly and the other survivors easily kill all the Whisperers while Connie and Magna get stuck in the cave as Carol's dynamite blast screws everything up even worse. We doubt Magna or Connie is dead and assume that we will eventually see them again, but it appears they've been sidelined for the next few episodes. Daryl doesn't want to leave them, but Kelly is once again wise beyond her years.
We can't save them if we're dead.
Carol is stricken with guilt on top of grief and rage now because of her role in Connie and Magna's current situation. Daryl has kind of had it with Carol and just walks off with the other survivors while Carol stares at the mess she's made. What do you think? Is Daryl done with Carol, or is this just a speed bump in their complicated and long relationship? Finally, we'd like to speculate on the coming Whisperer War, which isn't quite here yet. We know from the trailer and sneak peeks from the next episode that Alexandria will be ambushed in some way by the big guy, which we'll cover extensively in another video, but what is coming after that? We know from the synopsis for the next few episodes that the Whisperers will attack Alexandria and the Hilltop. It appears that episode 12 will finally give us some Michonne action, but we're not sure if it will just show her off with Virgil or if it will cover her return with some badass Whisperer war-winning weapons. There are no more episode synopses beyond episode 12, but we believe it won't go down exactly like it did in the comics. We believe the entire group may get their hands on Alpha instead of her just dying by Negan. Could the former Savior's boss take her captive and bring her back to the communities as a peace offering? He does seem to love Judith and actually care about at least some of the community members, so we believe this is totally possible. What do you think? Will Negan elect to travel lighter and just take Alpha's head? Or will he truly defect to Team Alpha and help drag this war out for a whole nother season? We wonder where this shot will end up landing. Could the survivors have all the Whisperers on their knees while they decided which one to kill? This seems opposite of everything that Rick and Carl stood for, so we don't think so, but it is a really interesting shot that we still haven't seen yet. Another big question is how Michonne will leave, and given her scarce appearances this season, we're not even sure. It's almost more logical to have her find Rick on accident by being detoured from where she is with Virgil than having her return to the communities just to leave again, but she'd never leave her babies, even if Judith is a stone-cold killer.
Like mother, like daughter.
What do you think? How will Michonne inevitably exit the flagship series to join Rick on the farm? Thanks so much for watching our videos, everyone. As always, we're on the lookout for new promos, spoilers, and insider interviews to help prove or disprove all the theories about our favorite show where wearing your best friend as a suit is a viable fashion option. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Binge Rampage. Click that notifications bell for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.
Help me!